Hello, fellow ambitionists, and welcome to Goal Accomplishment Made Easy, the podcast. I'm your host, and this is where we turn your ambitions into actionable plans. Through proven strategies, personalized goal roadmaps, and a focus on progress, I'll guide you in breaking down big goals into milestones you can achieve. Each episode delivers practical tools to help you stay on track and make real progress towards your goals. Ready to start accomplishing? Let's dive in. All right, let's talk about the hardest part of goal accomplishment, the end. Not the beginning, not the planning, the last stretch. This is where a lot of capable, hard-working people quietly fall off. Not because they stop caring, but because the urgency fades before the goal is complete. You're close, you've made progress, but the energy you had at the start isn't there anymore. And that's normal. What's important is how you handle this phase, because the end of a goal requires a different strategy than the beginning. Most people lose steam here for one main reason: they stop seeing the finish line clearly. When you're early in a goal, everything feels obvious: what you need to do, why you're doing it, what's at stake. As you get closer, the work becomes smaller, more detailed, less exciting. That's when momentum drops. So, the first thing I want you to do is this: redefine the finish line. A lot of people think they know what done looks like, but when you're close, done often becomes fuzzy. So, ask yourself, what exactly still needs to be completed for this goal to be accomplished? Not improved, not perfected, just accomplished. Write those remaining pieces down. If you can't list them clearly, your brain treats the goal as open ended and motivation leaks out. Clarity restores momentum. Okay? So, now the second thing that matters a lot at this stage is stop adding new scope. When people get close to finishing, they often think, let me just tweak this. Let me make this a little better. Let me add this extra piece. That is how goals drag on unnecessarily. Finishing or accomplishing is not about making something perfect, it's about making it complete. So you need to draw a line between what is required to finish and what would be nice to add later. Anything not required goes on a post-finish list. Not ignored, just postponed. Now, let's talk about effort, because this is where people misjudge themselves. When you're losing steam near the end, the answer is not push harder. The answer is to shorten the distance between effort and completion. Big pushes are hard when energy is low. Small completions are not. So instead of saying, I need to finish this whole thing, ask, what is the smallest remaining piece I can complete cleanly? And finish that. Completion creates momentum. Momentum creates energy. And energy carries you to the end. This is especially important for people who are used to carrying responsibility. You don't need to prove how hard you're working. You need to finish. Now, here's something most people don't realize. The closer you get to finishing, the more your brain tries to protect you from the emotional shift that comes after. Finishing means relief, change, sometimes uncertainty about what's next. So losing steam isn't always about fatigue. Sometimes it's about hesitation. That's why finishing requires decision making and not inspiration. Decide what done means. Decide what's left when each remaining piece will be completed. Then follow through without renegotiating. This is where structure matters most. When you're close to the finish line, you don't need a big plan. You need clear, short deadlines. Deadlines compress effort. They prevent endless drifting. They signal completion. This is exactly how goals are handled inside Goal Accomplishment Made Easy. As people approach the end of a goal, the structure tightens. Fewer steps, clearer deadlines, no extra fluff. So the finish actually happens. But you can do this on your own too. Here's how I want you to think about finishing from now on, okay? Finishing is a skill. It's not about energy, it's about decisions. When you decide what done looks like and commit to completing only what's required, finishing becomes inevitable. So, before you move on, do the following. Number 1, write down the exact definition of done for your goal. List every remaining requirement, nothing extra. Move anything non-essential to a post-finish list. Identify the smallest remaining piece you can complete. And assign deadlines to the rest, short and realistic. That's it. You don't need more motivation. You need a clearer finish line and fewer decisions between now and done. Finishing doesn't happen because you feel ready. It happens because you decide to finish. So, if you want to learn more about Goal Accomplishment Made Easy, the program, you can visit goalaccomplishmentmadeeasy.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Goal Accomplishment Made Easy, the podcast. Stay committed. Keep taking those small daily steps and watch your goals turn to reality. For more resources and personalized support, visit goalaccomplishmentmadeeasy.com, and we'll see you in the next episode.